The underestimated underdogs. In the far reaches of the galaxy, the Zyfarians reigned supreme. An ancient race of advanced beings, they had long ago mastered the secrets of the cosmos, their technology indistinguishable from magic to lesser species. It was during the Zyfarians' endless explorations that they first discovered humanity, a fledgling race taking its first tentative steps into the stars. The Zyfarians looked upon the primitive human vessels with amusement and derision. These crude, fragile craft were a far cry from their own sleek, indestructible ships. The humans within, so soft and short-lived compared to the immortal Zyfarians, seemed hardly worth considering. The notion that such a species could ever challenge Zyfarian supremacy was laughable. But the Zyfarians, in their arrogance, failed to look closer. They did not see the fire that burned within the human heart, the indomitable will that had propelled this tenacious species from their humble birthplace to the stars. They did not know of the ISV Intrepid, Earth's first true interstellar vessel, and the brave crew that manned her. Captain Aria Vance stood proud on the bridge of the Intrepid, her steely gaze fixed on the viewscreen before her. She and her crew had trained for years for this moment, pouring their blood, sweat, and tears into the Intrepid's construction. The ship was a marvel of human ingenuity, equipped with advanced technologies that pushed the boundaries of known science. Chief among these was the Intrepid's experimental stealth system, a closely guarded secret that allowed the ship to slip unseen through the void. It was this ace in the hole that Captain Vance counted on to even the odds against the Zyfarians. The aliens may have viewed humanity as nothing more than an amusing curiosity, but Vance and her crew were determined to prove them wrong. As the Intrepid ventured forth into the stars, a collision course was set. The underestimated underdogs of Earth were about to make their mark on the galactic stage, and the Zyfarians would soon learn the folly of their hubris. For when the intrepid spirit of humanity was put to the test, there was no limit to what it could achieve. A daring infiltration. The ISV Intrepid sliced through the inky void, its sleek form rendered invisible by the shimmering veil of its stealth field. Within the ship's confines, Captain Aria Vance and her crew worked with silent efficiency, every man and woman united in their daring purpose. They had crossed the vast expanse of Zyfarian space, slipping past patrol ships and deep space sensor arrays with ghostly ease. The Intrepid's advanced stealth technology, born from the sharpest minds Earth had to offer, had proven its worth 100-fold. But the true test was yet to come. Captain Vance stood before a holographic display, the ethereal light casting her chiseled features in sharp relief. Her eyes narrowed as she studied the rotating image of their target, a heavily fortified Zyfarian military installation, bristling with advanced weaponry and teeming with alien soldiers. "This is it," Vance said, her voice calm and clear. "Our best chance to gain an edge in this conflict. We know the Zyfarians outgun us in every conventional way. But if we can infiltrate this base, gather intel on their technology, their tactics, their weaknesses, we might just stand a chance." The assembled officers nodded grimly, the weight of the task settling on their shoulders. They were the best of the best, handpicked by Vance for their skills and their unwavering dedication. But even they knew the odds they faced. "I won't lie to you," Vance continued. "This mission is risky. We'll be deep in enemy territory, with no backup and no margin for error. But I have faith in each and every one of you. We've trained for this. We're ready." With those words, the die was cast. The Intrepid ghosted towards the Zyfarian base, its crew steeled for the infiltration ahead. In a flawless ballet of technology and human skill, a small team detached from the ship, slipping through the base's defenses in a stealth shuttle. Led by Vance's trusted lieutenant, Marcus Reeves, the infiltration team moved like shadows through the alien halls. They bypassed security systems, neutralized Zyfarian guards, and delved deep into the base's core, all without raising a single alarm. It was a testament to human ingenuity and determination, a shining example of what Earther resolve could achieve against even the most formidable of foes. And as the team began their data extraction, siphoning off terabytes of priceless Zypharian intel. It seemed that victory was within their grasp. But the Zypharians, for all their arrogance, were not fools. Deep within the base's command center, an alert flashed across a holographic screen. The humans had been detected, their intrusion uncovered. As klaxons began to blare and heavily armed troops mobilized, the true test of human mettle was about to begin. Discovered and outgunned. The alarm screamed through the Zypharian base, a cacophony of alien sound that set nerves on edge and hearts racing. In the command center of the ISV Intrepid, Captain Aria Vance gripped the edge of the holotable, her knuckles white with tension as she watched the situation unfold. On the screen before her, a swarm of angry red dots converged on the infiltration team's position. Zypharian soldiers, heavily armed and highly trained, moved with ruthless efficiency to cut off the humans' escape. At the same time, a flotilla of Zypharian warships, alerted to the Intrepid's presence, bore down on the cloaked vessel with alarming speed. Vance was faced with a gut-wrenching choice. To stay and fight, to attempt to rescue the infiltration team, would be to risk the entire ship and its crew. The Intrepid, for all its advanced technology, was hopelessly outgunned by the Zypharian fleet. But to abandon the team, to leave them to their fate, it was unthinkable. In that moment, staring into the face of near-certain destruction, Aria Vance proved her mettle as a leader. With a clarity born of desperation, she formulated a plan, a gambit so audacious that it might just work. "Decloak the ship," she ordered, her voice steady despite the tension that thronged through her. "Bring our weapons online and prepare for emergency extraction." The bridge crew leaped to obey, their training overriding their fear. The Intrepid shimmered into existence, its powerful engines flaring as it dove towards the Zypharian base. On the ship's hull, weapon turrets emerged from hidden bays, their barrels glowing with barely restrained energy. The Zypharian fleet, caught off guard by the Intrepid's sudden appearance, hesitated for a crucial moment. It was all the time Vance needed. With a barrage of precisely aimed shots, the Intrepid's weapons disabled the base's defenses, carving a path for the infiltration team's extraction. In a blur of desperate motion, the team raced for the extraction point, the stolen Zypharian data clutched tightly in their hands. Behind them, alien soldiers closed in, their weapons spitting bolts of searing energy. But the humans were not defenseless. With grim determination, they fought back, their own weapons claiming Zypharian lives for each meter of ground they gained. It was a battle unlike any the galaxy had seen, a handful of humans standing against the might of an alien empire. And yet, against all odds, they prevailed. The infiltration team reached the Intrepid, leaping aboard even as the ship's engines roared to life. As the Intrepid tore free from the Zypharian base, the enemy fleet closed in, their weapons hammering against the human ship's shields. But Captain Vance was not done yet. With a series of daring maneuvers, she wove the Intrepid through the heart of the Zypharian formation, using the larger ships as cover against their own fire. It was a gamble that paid off. Battered but unbroken, the Intrepid broke free of the Zypharian fleet, vanishing once more into the cloak of its stealth field. On the bridge, the crew erupted into cheers, the taste of victory sweet on their tongues. But even as they celebrated, Captain Vance knew that this was only the beginning. The Zypharians had been bloodied, their pride wounded by this upstart race. The true fight was yet to come, and Earth would need every ounce of human ingenuity and courage to prevail. The tides turn. In the halls of Zypharian power, a storm was brewing. News of the human infiltration, of the brazen attack on a key military installation, had spread like wildfire. The Zypharian leadership, once so dismissive of the upstart Earthers, now seethed with a cold, calculated rage. "This cannot stand," declared Admiral Zoran, the architect of the Zypharian fleet. "These primitives, these humans, have dared to strike at the heart of our empire. They must be made to pay for their insolence." But even as the Admiral spoke, doubt gnawed at the edges of his mind. The reports from the base attack were troubling. The humans had demonstrated a level of technology and tactical prowess that far exceeded Zephyrian expectations. The ease with which they had penetrated the base's defenses, the skill with which they had evaded and outmaneuvered the responding fleet, it hinted at capabilities that the Zephyrians had not accounted for. And then there was the matter of the stolen data. The humans had made off with terabytes of classified information, the full extent of which was still being assessed. But one thing was clear. In the hands of these tenacious, resourceful creatures, such knowledge could be devastating. Light years away, on the bridge of the ISV Intrepid, Captain Aria Vance pored over the captured Zephyrian data. What she found there was a treasure trove beyond her wildest dreams. Detailed schematics of Zephyrian ships, comprehensive analyses of their tactics and strategies, even the secrets of their advanced propulsion technology. It was all laid bare before her. With this information, with the weaknesses it revealed, the humans had a fighting chance, and Captain Vance wasted no time in putting it to use. Under her direction, the crew of the Intrepid set to work, modifying their weapons and defenses based on the Zephyrian data. When the next confrontation came, the Zephyrians were in for a rude awakening. The Intrepid, armed with insider knowledge and ingenious human adaptations, tore through the alien fleet like a hot knife through butter. Zephyrian ships, once thought invincible, fell to the Intrepid's guns, their weaknesses mercilessly exploited. Across Zephyrian space, the pattern repeated. Human ships, guided by the intelligence gleaned from the Intrepid's raid, staged a series of daring attacks. Key Zephyrian installations fell, their defenses nullified by human cunning. Vital supply lines were cut, throwing the Zephyrian war machine into disarray. In the face of this unexpected onslaught, the Zephyrians reeled. Their once unassailable confidence crumbled, replaced by a growing sense of fear and uncertainty. How could this be happening? How could these upstarts, these mere humans, be besting the might of the Zephyrian Empire? But Captain Vance and her crew knew the answer. It lay in the indomitable human spirit, in the tenacity and adaptability that had carried their species from the savannas of Earth to the stars themselves. The Zephyrians, for all their advanced technology, had grown complacent, static. They had forgotten what it meant to fight, to truly innovate and evolve. The humans, on the other hand, had been forged in the crucible of adversity. Every challenge, every setback, had only made them stronger, more determined. And now, with the tables turned and the advantage firmly in their hands, they pressed forward, ready to bring the fight to the very heart of the Zephyrian Empire. The galaxy watched in awe as the once laughable humans rose to the challenge, their star ascending as the Zephyrians waned. A new power was rising, a force driven by the unbreakable will and boundless ingenuity of Earth, and the Zephyrians, much to their dismay, were about to learn the true meaning of humanity's might. Newfound respect. In the grand chambers of the Zephyrian conclave, an uneasy silence reigned. The assembled leaders, once so confident in their superiority, now sat in stunned disbelief. Before them, displayed on a vast holographic screen, was the undeniable evidence of their new reality. Human ships, armed with Zephyrian technology and guided by human ingenuity, had wreaked havoc across the empire. The Zephyrian fleet, the pride and might of their civilization, lay in ruins, bested by the very beings they had once dismissed as primitives. As the images of defeat played out, a palpable sense of unease filled the room. How had it come to this? How had they so grossly underestimated the potential of these humans? It was Admiral Zoran who finally broke the silence, his voice heavy with the weight of realization. "We have made a grave error," he said, his eyes downcast. "In our arrogance, we failed to see the true strength of these humans. We thought them weak, insignificant, but they have proven us wrong at every turn." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the conclave. The evidence was irrefutable. The humans, with their determination and resourcefulness, had achieved the impossible. They had brought the mighty Zephyrian Empire to its knees. "We must sue for peace," Zoran continued, the words tasting bitter on his tongue. To continue this conflict is folly. The humans have shown us the folly of our ways. It is time we treated them as equals, as a force to be reckoned with. The decision was unanimous, if grudging. A message was sent, an invitation for the humans to meet at the negotiating table, to discuss terms, not of surrender, but of a new understanding between their races. When the invitation reached the ISV Intrepid, Captain Area Vance received it with a mix of surprise and satisfaction. She had always known that this day would come, that the Zyfarians would eventually have to acknowledge humanity's strength. But to see it actually happen, to be the one to lead her people in this historic moment, it was a responsibility she did not take lightly. The meeting took place on neutral ground, a small, uninhabited planet on the edge of Zephyrian space. Captain Vance, flanked by her most trusted officers, strode into the negotiating chamber with her head held high. Across from her, the Zyfarian delegation waited, their postures stiff and formal. The negotiations were long and complex, a delicate dance of diplomacy and compromise. But through it all, Vance held firm, her resolve unwavering. She spoke of humanity's desire for peace, but also of their determination to defend their place in the galaxy. She spoke of the potential for cooperation, for a future where humans and Zyfarians worked side by side as allies. Slowly, grudgingly, the Zyfarians began to see the wisdom in her words. They saw the strength that lay behind them, the unyielding spirit of humanity. And in that moment, a new respect was born. As the negotiations drew to a close, a new era dawned. Humans and Zyfarians, once bitter enemies, now stood on the precipice of a new future, a future of cooperation, of shared knowledge and resources, a future where the indomitable will of humanity and the ancient wisdom of the Zyfarians could combine to achieve wonders undreamed of. Captain Area Vance stood at the forefront of this brave new world, a symbol of all that humanity could achieve. In the face of impossible odds, they had proven their mettle. They had shown the galaxy the true meaning of the human spirit. And as the ISV Intrepid set sail once more, its crew ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, one thing was certain: the universe would never be the same. For in the heart of every human, in the unyielding spirit that had carried them to the stars and beyond, lay a force that could not be denied, a force that would forever change the face of the galaxy.